So this is my second time shooting this, but your first time watching my review of the new release from Found North Hoverhawk. Should you sign up for the lottery? Let's find out. Welcome to the Bourbon Retriever, where we're going to review the latest release from Found North Hoverhawk. This is their high altitude series. They've done two previously. I want to say it is the Helldiver and the Pingree were the two ones before this, but the high altitude series. So this is basically their rendition of blending. So what they do is they take all the barrels, which in this blend was, I want to say, it's 22, 23, 24, and 27-year-old corn whiskey, and they added in it 13 and 18-year-old rye. I might have some of those ages wrong, but basically what they did is they took all of those barrels and they blended them together to make a base whiskey, and then they finished them in other barrels, which this time it is new American oak and I'm gonna get this horribly wrong, but Muscatel. It's basically a wine type barrel. Put in both those barrels in 4 months, and then they blend it together at the end to make the final product that they are looking for. For those of you who care at home with the mash bill, it's not actually the recipe that goes into the blend, but it's more of like a blended recipe. But this time it is 90% corn, 9% rye, and then 1% malted barley. The proof is coming in a little over 123 proof. And then lastly, they talk about how it is non-charcoal filtered. That is the new trend in whiskey and bourbon in general. People love those non-chill filtered bourbons. They get more of the fatty acids. You get basically more flavor profile in it, but if you leave it out, it can get cloudy. So traditionally they didn't do it because they didn't want the liquid to look cloudy, but people are just craving those flavor profiles. And they mentioned that it is no flavor added, no color added. Bourbon bottles, you don't see that because bourbons have very strict requirements, but in these Canadian whiskeys, it's a little more Wild West, so they don't have requirements. So they added those on there to let you know that there are none of those added. Now, should you sign up for the lottery for this bottle? They have roughly 4,500 bottles available. The lottery is tomorrow at noon, which is December 19th. So I'm going to jump in here, do a review, and let you know at home if you should go ahead and get it. But before we jump into it, if you are interested in buying a Glen, I made some personalized Glens here. It is the Bourbon Retriever Glen. I think these turned out absolutely fantastic. But I'm offering you for this Christmas holiday for about $12. If you are interested, I have my email down here below. Reach out. I'll do shipping at cost, whatever it is, from my place. I live here in Virginia. I originally did these for my families and friends, but I have a couple left over. So if you guys are interested, definitely reach out, and I'm happy to get some to you. But let's go ahead and jump into this blend. Cheers. So the first thing that jumps out to me here is just the softness of it. It is, I think, a well-balanced aroma here, but it's not giving you the oak notes you would expect from something this aged, but it's because it's a Canadian whiskey. They don't really use new charred oak barrels, so when you see those high age statements in bourbon, you're gonna get almost motor oil color tasting whiskey. But in Canadian whiskey, when you get that type of age statement, it doesn't quite, ring that same type of flavor. So this one is more smooth. I don't want to really use that terminology, but well-rounded, soft. I think soft is probably the better metric there. But yeah, it's really like a nice honey, maybe a caramelized honey with really soft oak behind it. You get that new charred oak there. Like again, I said, it's not aged oak, like bitter old oak. It's more soft, nuanced. Again, it was only aged about 4 months in those Mescal or new oak barrels. I'm not getting a lot of the wine barrel on the aroma, but let's go and jump in the palate and see if what that's like. Cheers. Okay, on the front end is where I get most of the bourbon notes. I get the traditional vanilla, some caramel in there, not a lot. It's more of like a light caramel, closer to honey. And then on the back half is where I get the wine barrel finish. It's more of like a light grape though. Like I think of more of the green grapes in the grocery store. This is not like a dark red grape jam. You might get like a more port barrel finish. It's more of a lighter grape, but I'm not really picking up too much. Like, I wonder if I'm just getting that because I knew that was one of the barrel finishes. Like, this isn't to me an over finished whiskey. I do not like over finished whiskeys. Like, to me, a lot of times when I read finishes on barrels, it's more of like, this was not a good barrel and we're trying to mask the whiskey that's inside. To me, Fountain North and Uzi blends, it actually is the opposite. Like, it is more of adding a profile to the whiskey, and this on the back finish, you get a little bit of that, not overpowering, but you can almost say it is a whiskey note, like more lighter whiskeys, but I'm getting a little bit of that like light grape note. Yeah, I don't know if it is the holiday season here, but I'm almost getting like gingerbread. Like me and my family make gingerbread men, little cookies this time of year. I'm getting a lot of that towards the back end. I'm getting a nice ginger, a little bit of maybe a lemon citrus on the back end. There's a nice good hug on this. It is 123 proof, but it doesn't drink like 123 proof. Like, I do not like whiskeys that are just overpowering hot. I want flavor. And to me, I would guess this is almost like 113 proof. It's nice. I don't want to use smooth, but well-rounded whiskey there that gives you a flavor, but just does not drink as proof. Yeah, that green grape is really popping through on this. Really coming through, even though it's only 4 months, it is popping through on this whiskey. But again, like I said, not overpowering. It tastes like a whiskey. Again, if you give me this blind, I probably would not guess that it is a finished whiskey. To me, it tastes just like a normal whiskey. And that's what you want for a finished whiskey. You want to just kind of balance it out. Still tastes like a nice good bourbon or whiskey, but just kind of rounds out the flavors there a little bit. And that's exactly what this is doing. Before I get into my final review of the Haverhawk, if you're enjoying this content, hit that subscribe button. That way you don't miss any content going forward. I have a couple big name bottles I'm trying to get out before I do my end of the year blind. George C. Stack 2024, the Four Roses LE from this year, Maker's Mark Cellar Age. I got a couple other bottles. Oh, Parker's Heritage, the cognac. I got a couple bottles I'm trying to get out before the end of the year. You're not going to want to miss this, so definitely hit that subscribe button. That way you don't miss those videos come forward. So did you sign up for the lottery that is happening at noon tomorrow? Very quick deadline. I would break this into two categories, right? So if you are a bourbon lover, like you love those high-aged bourbons with the dark char, heavy molasses, dark sharp, almost dark sharp oak notes, this is not the one for you. But if you're a person who loves Scotch, maybe like finished Scotches, lighter bourbons, like think of the lower end Buffalo Trace stuff, things that are a little more on the sweet side with a nice, little bit of oak undertone, but it's more like a sweeter front. Or if you love Canadian whiskey in general, I think this is 100% a bottle you should enter for, because Fountain North does the best job when it comes to Canadian whiskey. Almost any other Canadian whiskey I just can't even stand, but I really do enjoy the Canadian whiskey. So this is a bottle you should jump into if you like that front. It's just more if you're a bourbon person, this is not necessarily you're gonna love. For that $150 price tag, you're getting good value for $10 a year age statement. This is minimum 15, but there are a lot of other order blends in it. It's just, if you're a person who loves those darker molasses notes, this isn't it. But everyone else who loves those other notes of smoother, lighter notes, this is a great blend of Canadian whiskey, and I would highly recommend you sign up. Even if you are a little on the edge, maybe do a bottle split with some of your friends. $150, it can be a lot for some people out there, so maybe split that bottle up, and I think this is a good bottle to experience for those people like that. So that's my review of the latest release from Fountain North. Enjoying this content, before you head out, check out this video or this one, and until next time, cheers.